Hello and welcome to Vision Academy. My name is Hanman Ladwa, and in this video we are going to write a C program to find the sum of even numbers in the given range. So let us write the preprocessor directives hash include stdio dot h hash include conio dot h void main function curly open brace, and here we are going to declare all the variables that are to be used in our program with the data type int. I'll write start is a variable. Why? Because here in the purpose of the program they have given even numbers in the given range, so there must be start and ending, so that shows the range. So I'll take one more variable called end, and next I'll take one variable I for iteration, and I'll write sum is equal to 0 and semicolon. Now I'm going to write printf statement, and I'll ask the user to enter the beginning and end range of number. So here I'm going to write enter the beginning and end range of number, and colon /n, that brings the cursor down to the next line. Now we are going to receive the value from the user through keyboard using scanf statement, and here I am going to write %d format specifier and one more %d in a double quotation mark, and then I'll put comma ampersand. We are going to take the first variable start and comma, will use ampersand, next variable end, and then close the bracket, put semicolon. Now we have to iterate through start to end so that we can get the even number sum. Here I'll write the looping construct for I is equal to, here I'm going to write start because it has to begin from start, semicolon, I is less than or equal to, it has to end at the variable end, next semicolon, I plus plus. Now I'm going to check the condition. If I modular division by 2 is equal to 0. So what is the purpose of this? Because we want to find the sum of even numbers. If the number is exactly divisible by 2 without leaving any remainder, then such number is to be added. For that I have to use this sum variable. Here I am going to write sum is equal to sum plus I and put semicolon. Now I am going to print the value stored in this particular variable using printf statement. I'll write printf, and in the double quotation mark I'm going to write sum is equal to %d end the double quotation and put comma, and here we are going to write the variable sum, close the bracket, put semicolon. Here I'll write get ch function and curly closing brace. Now let us execute this program and see by putting some sample data. So I'm going to write output. Once we compile and run this program, it will ask the user to enter the beginning and end range of numbers. So it is going to print enter the beginning and end. I don't have space to write over here. I'm going to write it down. So range of number, and just because of this /n escape sequence, the cursor will come down to the next line and it is going to receive value for both start and end. For example, I'm going to write 10 that saves in the variable called start, and next number that I'm going to write is 15, so that stores in the variable called end. Now let us look at the looping structure for I is equal to start. So here 10 represent start, so that is stored in start, and 15 is saved or stored in end variable. Here we will begin with start, that is 10, and next we are going to check the condition over here. So that is start is equated to I. Here I is 10 now. So 10 is less than or equal to end is 15. Yes, condition is true. Once the condition is true, we'll check this condition if I modular division by 2 is equal to 0 or not. So here I value for the first time it is 10. So I'll write 10 modular division by 2. As we know that whenever we use modular division, it always return remainder after division. So 2 ones are 2 5s are, it is exactly divisible by 2, hence it leaves remainder 0. So once it is 0, it is true. If it is true, so this particular statement will get executed. Here we'll write sum is equal to sum plus I. For the first time sum value is 0. So 0 plus, what is the value of I? I is 10. So 0 plus 10 is 10. So this value is stored in sum for the first time. Again iteration takes place, control transfers to for loop by incrementing the value of I by 1. Now start is equal to 11. Correct? Yes. So 11 is less than or equal to 15. Yes, it is true. Again we are going to check this condition. Here 11 modular division by 2 is not equal to 0 because it leaves the remainder 1. So hence this particular statement will not get executed. Once again the control transfers to the for loop by incrementing the value of I by 1. Now the start value is 12. So now we are going to check this condition. 12 is less than or equal to 15. Yes, it is true. Now we are going to write 12 modular division by 2. So this gives us remainder 0. Correct? So once again it is true. If it is true, then this particular statement will get executed. What will happen now? Sum is equal to sum plus I. Now sum value is not 0. Now sum value is 10. So 10 plus, what is the value of I now? I is 12. So here 12 will be added. So 10 plus 12 is 22. So this 22 will be stored in the variable sum. Again iteration takes place. Again control transfers back to for loop by incrementing the value of I by 1. Now I value is 13. Correct? So 13 is less than or equal to 15. No, condition fails. If this condition fails, here you can see, so sorry, it is true, and here we are going to write 13 modular division by 2. So this is not equal to 0. So hence this condition fails. Again control transfers back by incrementing the value of I by 1. Now it is 14. Correct? So 14 is less than or equal to 15. Yes, it is true. And we are going to check the condition. Here we'll write 14 modular division by 2. So which is exactly divisible by 2. 2 ones are 2 sevens are, because remainder gives me here 0. This is true. If this is true, then this particular statement will get executed. Again sum is equal to, now sum plus I means sum is now this 22 plus I value is 14. Here 14 is added. So 22 plus 14, that gives me 36. So this value is stored in a variable called sum. Now again the value of I will get incremented by 1. Again control transfers to for loop, and here I is equal to 15 now. So 15 is less than or equal to end 15. Yes, it is true. If it is true, then this condition will be checked. Here we'll write 15 modular division by 2 is not equal to 0 because it gives me remainder 1. Correct? It is not equal to 0. Hence this particular statement will not get executed. Again control transfers back to the for loop by incrementing the value of I by 1. Now I is 16. 16 is less than or equal to 15. No, condition fails. Once the condition fails in a for loop, the control comes out of the looping structure and it is going to execute the next statement. So next statement is what here? It is printing sum is equal to percentage d and sum. What is the value stored in sum now? 36. So this is going to be displayed. So how exactly it works here is, you can see in the range of 10 to 15, we can write 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. So here the number which is exactly divisible by 2 is 10, and exactly divisible by 2 is 12, and exactly divisible by 2 is 14. So these are the even numbers. 10, 12 and 14 are the even numbers in between the range of 10 to 15. Hence we are going to add 10, 12 and 14. So that gives us 36. Now let us execute this program and see the result.
Here I have already written this program in Turbo C++ compiler, and now it's time to run this particular program. Before that, we are going to compile by pressing Alt F9. So here it is showing success, means there is no syntax error. I'm going to press enter. Now we are going to run this program by pressing Control F9. Here you can see it is asking the user to enter the beginning and end range of numbers. I'm going to enter 10, that is initializes to the start variable, and then I'm going to write the next number 15 that initializes to the end variable. You can change the value of this one. You can take any beginning and end number. I'm going to press enter. Here you can see it is showing sum is equal to 36. I hope you understood. If so, please write it in the comment box. Understood. Thank you.